Hello everyone, welcome to our new video. So in recent times, we got an update related to our tracking industry. So the update is basically regarding Google tags. Okay. So in this video, we'll show you how we can set up GA4 e-commerce tracking using the updated Google tag. Okay. So first of all, we'll try to learn what is the updates related to Google tags, and in the later part of the video, we'll show you how you can set up GA4 e-commerce tracking using Google tags. Okay. So if I go to the tag manager, then you will see a notification available here. The Google tag is now compatible with Google Tag Manager. Use the Google tag type to deploy gtag.js tags and the new settings variable to share configuration across your Google tags and GA4 event tags. Okay, so if I click on learn more, then we'll get to know more about this announcement. So you can see over here announcement, Google tag and tag manager. The Google tag team is excited to announce that you will be able to deploy a Google tag within Tag Manager starting in early September. The Google tag will replace the Google Analytics GA4 configuration tag and comes with the following benefits. So here are a couple of benefits of using Google tags. So first one is enhanced integration with other Google products. The Google tag will load with the ability to send data to multiple Google product destinations. For example, Google Ads will be able to configure their Google tag to send conversions via Tag Manager. Next one is setting variables. The Google tag and GA4 event tags will allow you to reuse parameters at the configuration and event level. Configuration settings variable lets you set parameters that are loaded when Google tag loads. For example, let's say you publish your website in multiple languages and want to segment your audience according to language they read in. You can create a configuration variable with a language parameter and use it across your Google tags instead of manually updating each tag. Okay. So if you want to learn more about reuse configuration settings, you can click on this link and learn more about this one. Okay. The next one is event setting variables. Let's set additional parameters with each event. For example, suppose you own an online store and you are having a sale. Now you would like to track how many people use the discount code that you provided them instead of adding a discount parameter to each of the tags manually. You can reuse the parameter with an event settings variable. So if you want to learn more about reuse event settings, so you can click on this link and you can learn more about it. So if you currently have GA4 configuration tags deployed, they will be automatically upgraded to the Google tag. Your measurement and capabilities will work just as before, and you don't need to take any actions. Okay. So if you're previously using GA4 configuration tag, then you don't need to do it anything manually because it will be automatically updated. Okay, perfect. So you can see over here tag changes in details. Google tag will use tag ID instead of measurement ID. Okay, so previously in GA4 tracking, we use measurement ID, but now it will be replaced with Google tag. Then you can see over here, send a page view event when this configuration loads will be moved to the configuration settings variable. All existing settings will continue to be respected. Then send to server container will be moved to the configuration settings variable. All existing settings will continue to be respected. Fields to set will be replaced with two new settings variable, a configuration level settings variable and event level settings variable. And use properties will be moved to a section in the event settings variable as shown below. All existing user property settings will continue to be respected and viewable on the tag. So you can see this image. Okay. So this is very useful doc. So if you go to the tag manager, then if you click on this learn more, you will get this announcement link, and I'm going to share this useful doc in the video description so that you can learn more about the updates of Google tags, perfect. So if I go to the tag manager and if I go to the tags, then for example, I'll click on new. Then if I click on tag configuration, then you will see inside Google Analytics, we have Google tag, So instead of using measurement ID, we need to use Google tag ID. Okay, perfect. So let's see how we can set up GA4 e-commerce tracking using this Google tag. Okay. So I'll be setting up GA4 e-commerce tracking for this website. So first of all, I need to make a connection between this tag manager and my website. Okay. So this is a WordPress CMS. So for making the connection between my website and tag manager, I'll go to the admin panel. Okay. So for going to the admin panel, I just need to enter my website URL over here. Then I'm going to write /wp-admin. Perfect. So currently we are in the admin panel. So I'm gonna install a plugin. So I'll go to the plugin section and I'm gonna click on add new. So we'll be installing Google Tag Manager using a plugin. Okay, perfect. Then in the search plugin section, I'm gonna search for a plugin called GTM for WP. Okay, perfect. So this one GTM for WP. So I have already installed this plugin and activated it. So what you need to do, you need to install it and activate this plugin. So I'll go to the settings portion, and in the settings portion, I have an option called Google Tag Manager. So I'm going to click on it. And if I scroll down a little bit, then I have an option to input Google Tag Manager ID over here. So I'll go to the Tag Manager and copy this ID from here. Then I'm going to paste it over here and make sure you turn on this container code, so mine is on, make sure yours are too. Okay, so I'm going to click on save changes. So tag manager has been installed on our website. Now we'll enable data layer. So for enabling data layer, I'll go to the integration section and I'm going to click on WooCommerce and I'll click on this track enhanced e-commerce. So mine is enabled. Make sure yours are too. Okay. Then if I scroll down a little bit, you can enable this one if you want to pass the customer information like their name, email, phone number. Okay. So I have already enabled it. Then I'm going to click on save changes. So Google Tag Manager and data layer has been installed on this website. Okay. Perfect. So I have created a tag manager account using this website. So the tag manager account name is GA4 E-commerce Tracking using Google Tag. And I have also created a Google Analytics 4 property. Okay, so you just need to create a GA4 property for setting up GA4 E-commerce Tracking. Okay, perfect. So first of all, we'll create all the necessary variables, then we'll create necessary triggers, and at the end, we'll create necessary tags. Okay, perfect. So we'll go to the variable sections. Okay, then I'm gonna create user defined variable. So the variable name would be Google tag GA4. Okay, then I'll click on variable configuration and I'll keep this as constant variable. So in the value section, I'll go to the admin of Google Analytics. Then I'm going to click on data streams. Then I'll click on this data stream. Then I'm going to take this measurement ID. Okay. perfect. Then I'll put it over here and I'm gonna click on save. Okay, perfect. Then we'll go to the text section. So I'll click on new and I'll name the tag as Google tag for GA4. And from the tag configuration, you can either choose this one, this Google tag, or if you want, then you can click on Google Analytics and choose Google tag from here. Okay, so I'm gonna click on this one, for example, and for tag ID, I have created a data layer variable, so I'm gonna pick it from here. So Google tag GA4, this one. Okay, perfect. Then in the configuration settings, if you want to pass any parameters, then you can use it from here. And if you want to share some events parameter, then you can use it from here as well. So in the triggering section, I'll keep this as all pages. So I'm gonna click on save. Okay, perfect. So our Google tags for GA4, this is actually the base tag. So has been installed. So I'll go to the variable section. Then I'm gonna create a tag for view item event. So what are the necessary variables I need to create for view item? You can see over here, e-commerce items, e-commerce value, e-commerce currency. Okay, perfect. So we'll click on new, and in the variable name section, I'll name it according to GA4 e-commerce tracking. So I'll name it as e-commerce items. Then from the variable configuration, I'm going to choose data layer variable and I'll provide the value. So I'm going to copy it from here. So make sure you are copying the exact things from here, like e-commerce dot items. Okay, perfect. Then I'm going to click on save. Then the next data user defined variable I'm going to be creating is e-commerce value. So I'm going to copy this one and paste it over here. So what you can do, you can customize this option, but you cannot customize this portion like data layer variable, this variable name, data layer variable name. So you need to copy the exact thing from here. So I'm going to copy e-commerce.value from here and paste it over here. I'm going to click on save. Then the next variable I will be creating is e-commerce currency. So I'm going to copy e-commerce currency from here and click on new and give the variable name as e-commerce currency and choose variable configuration as data layer variable. And I'll go to the official documentation and copy this one from here called e-commerce.currency. Okay, perfect. Then I'm going to enter the value over here. So I'll click on save. Then I'll go to the trigger section. So I'll make a trigger for view item. Okay, perfect. So I'll click on new and name it as GA4 view item trigger. Perfect. So I'm going to choose trigger configuration as custom event and I'll put the event name as this one, view item. So you need to use the exact naming sequence from here, view underscore item, and everything is in small letters. Okay, perfect. So I'll click on save. Then I'll go to the tag section. So I'll create a new tag. So I'll name the tag as GA4 view item. I'm going to choose tag configuration as Google Analytics GA4 event, and I have to put the measurement ID over here. So I'm gonna use this one, Google tag GA4. Okay. I put it again, Google tag GA4. So you can see over here, it is green. Google tag found in this container. Okay, perfect. And in the event name section, I'm gonna be name the event as view item. So I'll copy view item from here and paste it over here. So in the event parameter section, what you can do, so this is the recent update. So previously we had this option like event parameter. So we need to add this, edit this manually, like add parameter, you know. So add parameters, add parameters. So what you can do, you can use this option or you can use this setting. So I'm gonna show you this one first. Like in the event settings variable section, what you can do, you can click on new variable. Then you can add all the necessary parameters from here, you know. So for example, I'm gonna add some parameters. Okay, so event parameter name would be items. Okay, so I'm gonna copy it from here and paste it over here. And next one will be value. And then I'm gonna be using currency. Okay, perfect. So this one, currency. So the value of items would be e-commerce items. So I have created a data layer variable for e-commerce items. So I'm gonna use this. Then the value, for the value, I have already created a data layer variable called e-commerce value. So I'm gonna use it. And for currency, I'm gonna be using e-commerce currency. Okay, perfect. Then you can name the variable as GA4 view item parameters. Okay, so what you can do, you can create all the necessary parameters in a single group. Okay, so this is the advantage of using this. So I'm gonna click on save. Perfect. Then in the triggering section, so you can use either this manual option or you can use this event parameter group section. Okay, so it's up to you which one do you want to prefer. Okay, so I'm gonna use this one. So I'll click on triggering section and I'll choose GA4 view item trigger and I'm gonna click on save. Perfect. So let's see whether GA4 view item event is working or not. Okay, so for checking, I'm gonna click on preview section. Then I need to provide my website URL in the tag assistant section. So I'm gonna provide my website URL and click on connect. Just wait a little bit. So you can see over here, Google tags for GA4 has been fired. Okay, so I'll choose one of the products. For example, I'm gonna be choosing this one. For example, I'm gonna add the product to the cart. Then if I go to the tag assistant, then you can see over here GA4 view item has been paired. And if I go to the view item, and from here, if I go to the variable section, then you can see e-commerce currency is USD and e-commerce items. So this is the 3 items and e-commerce value is 200. So if I go to the product, and you can see the product value is 200, So everything is working fine. Everything is working properly. So let's create other events. Okay. So if I go to the view item data layer schema, then you can see this is the view item data layer schema. And if I go to the add to cart event and see the data layer schema, GA4 schema for add to cart and view item. So there is no differences between these two, add to cart and view item, So if I create necessary variables for view items, so I don't need to create necessary variable for add to cart again, So we'll be able to use this necessary data layer variables for add to cart as well. Okay, so I don't need to create them again. So I'll go to the trigger section and I'm going to create a new trigger for add to cart. So I'll name the trigger as add to cart trigger. So I'm going to be choosing trigger configuration and choose custom event from here. And if I go to the add to cart section from data layer, then I'm going to be copying this event name from here. Or what you can do, you can copy this from this official doc, like you can use the event name from here as well. So I'm going to copy it from here and paste it in the event name section. So I'm going to click on save. Okay, perfect. Then from the tag section, what you can do, you can copy this GA4 view item tag because everything is same other than triggering. Okay, so I'm gonna click on it. And for copying, I need to click on this 3 dot and I'm gonna copy it from here. Then I will name it as GA4 add to cart. Okay, perfect. Then in the event name section, what I can do, I can give the event name as add to cart. So I'm gonna copy the event name from here and paste it over here. And in the event parameter section, you don't need to change anything because both schemas are same. So in the item trigger section, I'm gonna be using, instead of view item, I'm gonna use add to cart. Okay, perfect. Then I'll click on save. Perfect. So let's click on preview for testing whether it is working or not. Okay, so you click on continue. Just wait a little bit. It is loading. So we'll choose one of the products from here. And we'll add this product to the cart. So I'm going to click on add to cart. Just wait a little bit. It is loading. So we'll go to the tag assistant. Then you can see over here GA4 add to cart event has been fired. So if I go to the add to cart event, and if I try to show you whether every variables are working or not, so you can see over here e-commerce currency is USD. So if I go to the product, then you can see the currency is in USD. Perfect. Then e-commerce item is working properly. Then e-commerce value is 150. So if I go to the product, then you can see the product value is $150. Okay, that means it is working properly. Okay, so let's create other events. Okay, so if I go to the view cart section, then you can see the necessary variables for view cart are also same: e-commerce item, e-commerce value, e-commerce currency. Okay, items, value, currency. Okay, so what I can do, I can copy this GA4 add to cart tag as well and use this for view cart. Okay, so first of all, I need to create a trigger for view cart event. Okay, so we'll go to the trigger section and click on new, and I'm gonna name the trigger as view cart trigger. Okay, then I'm gonna be choosing trigger configuration as custom event, and I'll give the event name as this one, view underscore cart. Okay, so I'm gonna paste it over here and I'll click on save. Then I'll go to the tag section and I'm gonna copy this tag. So for copying it, I'll click on this three dot and I'm gonna click on copy and name this as GA4 view cart. Okay, so in the event name section, I'm gonna be using this as view cart. Okay, so everything will be same other than this event name. Okay, so I'll change the triggering as view cart trigger. So I'm gonna click on save. So if I click on preview for testing whether view cart event is working or not, just wait a little bit. So I'm gonna click on continue. Okay, perfect. So I'll choose one of the products. For example, I'm gonna be choosing this one. Then I will add this product to the cart. Then I'm gonna click on view cart. Just a little bit. I'll go to the text assistant. Then you can see GA4 view cart event has fired one time. So if I go to the view cart section and go to the variable section, then you can see currency is in USD, e-commerce items is working, and e-commerce value is 480. So if I go to the cart section, then you can see the total value is 480. Okay, perfect. That means it is working properly. So let's create the new tag, which will be for initiate checkout. So if I go to the initiate checkout event, then you can see we need to use data layer variable as e-commerce item, e-commerce value, e-commerce currency, e-commerce coupon. So the additional data layer variable I need to create is e-commerce coupon. So I'm going to copy it from here and go to the tag manager. And if I go to the variable section, then I'm going to click on new and name the variable as e-commerce coupon. So I'm going to be choosing variable configuration as data layer variable and give the data layer variable name according to GA4 official schema. So I'm going to copy e-commerce.coupon from here and paste it over here. Okay, perfect. Then I'll click on save. Then I'm gonna create a new triggers for initiate checkout. So I'll name it as checkout trigger. Perfect. And I'm gonna be choosing trigger configuration as custom event and give the event name as begin checkout, actually, not initiate checkout. It is begin checkout. Okay. So I'll click on save. Then I'll go to the tags section. And for example, I'm going to copy this tag and modify the necessary things. Okay. So for copying, I'm going to click on this and I'm going to click on copy. Then I'll name it as GA4 begin checkout. Okay. Perfect. Then from the event name, I'm going to be using begin checkout instead of add to cart. Okay, perfect. Then I'll not be using this one. So I'm going to add this parameter name manually. So I'm going to click on add parameter. So we'll be using 4 parameters. So first one would be this one, items. So I'm going to copy items from here and paste it in the event parameter section. Then I'll copy value from here and paste it in the event parameter section. Then the next parameter I'm going to be copying is currency. So I'm going to copy currency from here and use it over here. Okay, perfect. Then the last one I'm going to be using is coupon. So I'm going to copy coupon and paste it over here. So for items, I'm going to be using data layer variable or e-commerce item. And for value, I'm going to be using e-commerce value. For currency, I'm going to be using e-commerce currency. And for coupon, I'm going to be using e-commerce coupon. Okay, perfect. And instead of using add to cart trigger, I'm going to use begin checkout trigger or checkout trigger. Okay, so I'll click on save. Perfect. So let's test whether it initiate checkout or begin checkout event is working or not. Just wait a little bit. So I'm going to click on continue. So for example, I'm going to be choosing this product. Then I will add this product to the cart. Then I'll click on view cart. And I'm going to click on checkout. Okay, perfect. Just wait a little bit. It is loading. So if I go to the tag assistant, you can see over here GA4 begin checkout event has fired 1 time. So if I go to the begin checkout section and click on variables, then you can see e-commerce coupons. So we don't have any coupons for these products. That's why it is showing undefined. So if you have coupons, then it will show the value. Okay. Then e-commerce currencies in USD and e-commerce items is working properly. So e-commerce value. So if I go to the checkout portion, then you can see the total value is 630. So if I go to the tag assistant and go to the value section, you can see $630. That means everything is working properly. Okay. So we'll create the last event, which will be for purchase. So if I go to the data layer schema for purchase, then I'm gonna click on show me the tag configuration. Then we need to use the event data layer variable for e-commerce items, e-commerce transaction ID, e-commerce value, e-commerce tags, e-commerce shipping, e-commerce currency, e-commerce coupon. So we need to create some data layer variables for purchase event. So I'll go to the variable section. Then I'm going to be clicking on new. Then we need to create data layer variable for e-commerce transaction ID. So I'll name it as transaction ID and choose data layer variable from here. Okay, perfect. And copy this value from here called e-commerce transaction ID and paste it over here. Okay, perfect. Then I'm gonna click on save. Then value has been created. We need to create for tags. So I'll be creating a data layer variable for tags, e-commerce tags actually. I'll name it as e-commerce tags and click on variable configuration and choose data layer variable from here and copy this value e-commerce tags from here. Okay, and paste it in the data layer variable name section and I'll click on save. Then we need to create a data layer variable for e-commerce shipping. So I'm going to be copying e-commerce shipping from here and click on new and paste it in the variable name section. And I'm going to be choosing variable configurations as data layer variable and paste it. Sorry, copy it from here, e-commerce.shipping and paste it over here. Okay, so I'll click on save. Then e-commerce currency has been created, e-commerce coupon has been created. Okay, perfect. So we have created all the necessary variables. So we'll go to the trigger section and create a new trigger for purchase event. So I'll name it as purchase trigger. Then from the trigger configuration, I'm going to be choosing as custom event and name the event as purchase. So I'm going to copy it from here and paste it over here. Okay, perfect. Then I'll click on save. Then we'll go to the tag section. And for example, I'm going to copy this tag. So for copying, I'll click on this three dot and I'm going to click on copy. So I'll name the tag as GA4 purchase. GA4 purchase. Yeah, perfect. Then in the event name section, I'm going to be using it as purchase. So instead of add to cart, I'll give the event name as purchase. Okay, so instead of using event settings variable, I'm going to use manual event parameter. Okay, so we need to use items. So I'm going to copy items from here and paste it in the event parameter section. Then I'm going to be taking transaction ID and paste it over here. Then I'll take value and use it over here. Then I will take tax as well and use it over here. Then I'll take shipping as well and use it over here. Shipping actually. Then I'm going to be using currency. And the last one I'm going to be using would be coupon. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to copy coupon from here and paste it over here. Perfect. Then in the item section, we have created data layer variable for e-commerce items. So I'm going to use it. So e-commerce items, this one, then transaction ID, I have created a data layer variable for e-commerce transaction ID. Value, I have already created data layer variable for e-commerce value. So I'm going to use it. And tax, we have already created a data layer variable called e-commerce tax. Similarly for e-commerce shipping. Then similarly for e-commerce currency. And last one is for e-commerce coupon. Okay, perfect. We have used all the necessary event parameters. Then instead of using add to cart trigger, I'm gonna use purchase trigger. Okay, perfect. Then I'll click on save. So we have created all the necessary events for GA4 e-commerce tracking. So for checking whether everything is working properly or not, I'll click on preview section. So just wait a little bit. I'll click on continue. So I am going to be choosing one of the products from here. For example, I'll choose this one. Then I will add this product to the cart. Then I'm going to click on view cart. I'll click on checkout. Then I'm going to purchase the product with necessary billings, you know. So I'll click on place order. You can see over here, thank you, your order has been received. Okay, so just wait a little bit, loading. So you can see GA4 tag for, sorry, Google tags for GA4, GA4 view item, GA4 add to cart, GA4 view cart, GA4 checkout, and GA4 purchase. So if I go to the purchase event and go to the variable section, then you can see over here e-commerce currencies in USD e-commerce. We have no shipping. That's why it is showing 0. We don't have any tax. That's why it is showing 0. E-commerce transaction ID 4439. So if I go to the order page, then you can see over here order number 4439 and transaction ID is also 4439 and e-commerce value, that means total value is $780. So this is 780 and you can see this is 780 and event is purchase. So everything is working fine, everything is working properly. So yeah, that's it for this video. So hopefully you have a clear understanding on how we can set up GA4 e-commerce tracking using the updated Google tag, you know. So yeah, hopefully you have liked our video. If you like our video, then you can subscribe our channel, follow our page. You have a good day. Bye bye.